The Coonhound Collective podcast is brought to you by CZ Welding and Custom Dog Boxes. Dog boxes built by hunters for hunters. Check these guys out today. This is your host, Jason Snowgrove, and I will be your guide as we journey down the road to pleasure hunt or hitting the long trail to those great comp hunts. This is the Coonhound Collective podcast. Hey guys, this is Jason at the Coonhound Collective podcast. Hey, while you're listening to this today, how about going down there, clicking that review, leave us a comment, leave us a review, click those 5 stars. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, it would greatly be appreciated if you could just scroll down real quick while you're listening to this. Click those 5 stars, write a line or two about how you enjoy the podcast. I get a lot of texts and a lot of emails, a lot of messages about how people enjoy the podcast. How about leaving them there for me? That would be great. That helps the algorithms or whatever it is that they monitor. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for all the listeners and all the support. And we're going to continue to try to keep coming with great content week after week. Welcome to the Coonhound Collective podcast today. Today, I will be sitting down here with Mr. Todd Sellars. Todd will be returning today, and we're going to talk Superior Kennel Club information. We're going to try to get some more information out, help grow the Kennel Club to get the numbers up and try to increase the pot. They're doing great things. They're putting on a youth hunt that we're going to be talking about, so you definitely want to stay tuned in for that. Todd, how's it going today?
Going good, man. Ready for winter to get here.
Man, me and you both, I am ready to see some leaves change color and start coming off the trees and feel that cool, crisp feeling in the air and be excited to get out there and go hunting again, get some fur on some puppies.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like I told you before we hit record here, Todd, the floor is yours today. I want to help you get this information out and try to get more people involved and let people know what y'all are doing over at Superior Kennel Club and what y'all are doing for the youth. So wherever you want to start, I know we got quite a bit to cover. So whatever you want to start on, you just start and I'll jump in and help you wherever I can.
All right. Well, to get up to date, I want to let everybody know that we've got 19 states involved right now, which is a very good number. Now we're just working on building the membership within those states. We've had good turnout. Like, we've had a hunt almost every weekend since we've started. We've had Conkey Outdoors hunt. They hunted against Dogman Kennels. It was a wonderful hunt. Good job. We had I think Dogman Kennels, his son hunted the other night, youth hunt. That was a great hunt. Then we had Brandon Gaines. He's done hunted twice. He hunted with you one time. I think he's hunted 3 times.
Yeah, I think it was 3. He hunted me once, Braxton Wills once, and then James Jones last night, I think it was.
Yes, it was last night. And touching on that a little bit about the Kennel Club, we've experienced, you got times that you can't go live, but a lot of times you can if you prepare and pre-work out and find a place that's nice that you can do it. We've changed a little rule. If you can't get signal and you're trying to go live and everybody's trying to watch it and you just can't get signal, during the hunt you got your judge. You're going to record mainly, I want the recording of scoring of trees. And the judge has to talk to the recording, verify that the coon is treed, what dog, and that clip has to be sent in via email to us to verify before you can get a win recorded. So that's another way, because if you try to record the whole hunt, it's really tough to compress that, email it, but the scoring of the trees are what matter, and you got 3 people, both hunters and a judge, that's going to verify it during that short little clip of recording. So we're going to try that route and see if that helps out on nights that people can't get service.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea for sure. Especially, the scoring of the trees. That's what everybody wants to see. They want to know what's going on and what the score is. So then that stuff can be put over on the page where, people could see it.
Yeah. And another thing about the live, it showed last night it was a good opportunity with Mr. Brandon Gaines hunting. He was hunting Rowdy. Rowdy is on the English reproducers list in UKC. That just shows the opportunity that this club has for us hunters and the breeds. Anybody that was a member could have went on there, watched a dog on a reproducers list hunt live. You didn't have to spend money to go across the country to hunt with a dog. You didn't have to go to hunts to hopefully draw out with the dog. You didn't have to call, set up something to go pleasure hunt with just to see a dog go that's on a reproducers list. No, you got to sit right there in your living room and you could have experienced and watched how the dog operated. It was a great tree dog, great mouth. It was a good hunt. And I think that's a way that the more people join, the more people get to see this. It will help the breeds because you get to see dogs that you hear about all the time hunt, and you get to do it from your house.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. And Brandon by no means is out there trying to push to breed every female that comes along. So I'm not saying that in instance with him. I'm saying that was a great opportunity to see that dog go. But for you guys that have a stud dog that you would like to showcase, this would be a great opportunity for you to get involved, join Superior Kennel Club, find a hunt, somebody to hunt with there local to you. Your dog's out there, live for the public to see what's going on.
Yes, and I agree. And the good thing about it, anybody can go live and show their dog by themselves. But how many times do we know, hey, you're at a place that dog knows you're hunting buckets, you're hunting really thick coons. This way, it's a live hunt action. It's not going to be that way because I'm not going to go hunt against somebody at their own buckets. That's not going to, I wouldn't do that, and neither would anybody else that's trying to get a win in the club. So you get to see a wild coon action that's even hunted. It's one-on-one, nothing to hide. It goes very well. Brandon said it. He loves the format. He likes the rules. It's simple. It's all on the dog's shoulders. And if you got a good one, he's gonna showcase himself.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, me and Brandon hunted against each other, and as far as the weather, it was miserably hot. But as far as the hunt, we had a great time. We seen some coons, and it was straightforward. Dogs go in there, you strike them for the judge to hear. You tree them as they come treed, and you go in there and you score your trees. You get your dogs, you go on. I mean, it was just that simple. We had a great time.
I agree. The youth that's hunted, every one of them said they absolutely love it. It's fun, and we're doing a lot for the youth. Touching on that, we got a youth hunt coming up December. I think it's the second or third in Alabama, Scottsboro, Alabama. Kyle Shelton's going to help hold it at his club. It'll be a Friday and Saturday night. Any youth member that wants to come hunt that hunt is welcome to hunt. There's no entry fee whatsoever, no qualification. If you're a youth, you get to come hunt. If you're a member of SKC, we're paying out $1,000 at first place, $500 second place, and then third all the way to 10th place will get prizes. It could be coon lights, waders, all things, vest. Every youth's gonna get something for coming to the hunt, but the prizes get better as your placement gets better. And first through 10 will get a trophy. Dinner will be provided for the parents and the children Friday and Saturday night by SKC. We'll have we're working out to have a treeing contest Saturday during the day for the youth to have something to do and give away a first place prize for it. So we're giving away $2,500 worth of prizes just for the youth. There's no cost. It's free for them. There's camping available. We're going to have heads up rounds Friday early. Winners move on to late Friday. And then we're down to 2 dogs. We'll have the championship Saturday. If we got more, we're going to have an early round and a late round Saturday to find out a winner and placement.
Yeah, and again, if you miss that part, there is no entry fee for that youth to win $1,000. You just got to show up. So I think that's the best odds in the business right there. You're not paying out, a couple $100 or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what if that's what you want to do, this is, for the youth. There's no entry fee there to show up and take a chance at winning 1,000 for first or 500 for second. I just think that's a great deal, and we kind of talked about this before we hit record. And me and Todd we both hunt UKC, we both hunt PKC. They have a different business model than what SKC has. So, they're out there and they're doing their thing. SKC's doing their thing. They're not the same. The UKC does something one way, PKC does something one way, and SKC is doing something a different way. And it's kind of like I said to you, Todd. It's kind of like Facebook and the app that I have really grown to enjoy, the app Go Wild. When talking to Brad Luttrell, the CEO of Go Wild, they wasn't trying to recreate Facebook. Y'all are not trying to recreate those other two kennel clubs. It's something completely different and something everybody can get involved with.
I agree. UKC, PKC, they're great. I've hunted them. I still hunt them. I don't have many clubs around me anymore. The closest one's over an hour, but they're still there, but they're a totally different format than what we're doing. Totally different business. We are doing this totally free. We don't make a dime. It's all for the hunters, and that's why the hunters are so involved in our kennel club. They schedule their hunt. They work out everything and work with us. We just provide the platform. We provide everything for them, and youth will never be charged anything in our club. If a one paid parent is a member, if they got 4 kids, all 4 of their kids are free to be a member. If there's a kid out there that does not have a way to pay a membership, their parents not into it, and they want to be a member, and they got other kids that want to be, contact us. We got members that will sponsor those kids and pay the $20 for them. So we got great people in place to help run this thing the way it should be. We've been growing. I mean, our pot right now in 4 months is right under $6,000, and we're going to pay out. When we made the decision for the youth hunt, it was $2,500. We might even do a little bit more, because we said we would try to do half, roll the other half over, and we're going to do all memberships. We voted as a whole kennel club on the page. Everybody's going to renew their membership January. So, and we got sponsors, and Steve Miller did an awesome pheasant hunt that he's going to guide, and he donated every bit of it to the club. That was $1,000 hunt, and he donated $1,000 to the kennel club. We got great people. So you're looking at $6,000 right now. So you can go ahead and count that for next year. That's going to put us over $10,000 right after January next year for the world hunt. That's going to be in 2023. So somebody's going to win a lot of money, and all they ever paid was $20 to be in this club and participate.
And that's what makes this different and great at the same time. And before we move on to another subject, I think this is a good opportunity now for you to go ahead and speak about those sponsors. Let's give them some airtime. They've stepped up to the plate. I know just from me and you talking, there's been a couple of them that stepped up big time. So why don't you go ahead and let's talk about each sponsor and kind of put their names out there where people can go support these people that are supporting something like this.
Yeah, we got our number one sponsor right now is Pride Dog Food. I personally changed and fed it. It has really made a difference in my dogs, and they look wonderful. They love it. It's a good feed at a great price. They stepped up. They sponsored us. They donated. They're going to be providing feed. they donated to the club to help pay these kids the winnings. We got Conkey Outdoors, Zach Conkey, Bruce Conkey. Zach does an amazing job on graphics. He's always there if I need something. He gets it done. Great guy to work with, and they're a great company. I've been reading some other guys on there saying how quick they get their stuff shipped out when they order it, and they are wonderful folks to deal with. We got Doug Adams at Crickle Creek Outdoors up in Ohio, and Tyson Adams. Great fellas. They do some advertising and share everything for us. They're going to be donating, and a lot of prizes for this youth hunt coming from Conkey's Outdoors and Crickle Creek Outdoors. And you got Steve Miller. He's been donating, he sponsored that hunt. We got CZ Welding and Nathan. He builds awesome dog boxes. He's always, anything we need, he hollers. I know he's done some stuff for dog boxes going to for the youth in the World Hunt. Your podcast, that's a big list already, and every one of them are not small folks. Those are good sponsors that are backing this, and they've done a lot for us.
Yeah, for sure. And, Zach and Conkey's out there, I've done business with them. They do great. The other dog supply, what'd you say the name was, Todd?
Crickle Creek Outdoors.
Okay, I have not done business with them, but hey, they're stepping up. They're sponsoring. I'm sure those are great guys, and we'll bring some value to the plate there. Pride Dog Food. I don't personally feed it. I checked into trying to see if there was a dealer close by. There's not, so I've tried to reach out to them. I'm happy with the dog food I'm feeding, but these guys did step up in a big way to support the youth. So it's something I was going to check into personally. And y'all know I can't say enough good about Nathan Kaufman and CZ Welding Custom Dog Boxes. They make this podcast possible. They are my sponsor for this podcast, and anytime I get an opportunity to put his name out there, if I see somebody on Facebook asking about where to get a dog box, I'm tagging Nathan in it. I'm saying, hey, this is where you need to go get you a dog box. They build a great dog box, great quality at a great price. Don't overlook CC Weldon Custom Dog Boxes if you're looking for a dog box for sure. They provide a lot, and not to get off of the SKC stuff, but Nathan is providing dog boxes for the Shriners Hospital benefit hunt we're holding here in Missouri too. So he's doing more than just SKC. Nathan, he really reaches out and tries to help.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter UKC, PKC, SKC. It's coon hunting. It's the youth. I love it that he's helping wherever he can. That speaks a lot. And touching on the Pride dog food, something we talked about earlier, is you got to experience what you saw from the pups that you came and picked up from me. I had some Feist puppies, and you picked up 4 of them going to different places, and you got to see what those pups look like versus what a lot of times they look like. So you got to see the product of Pride Dog Feed when you pick those pups up.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what I told Todd. That's what impressed me when I go out and I'm going to look at a puppy or a dog period to pick up. I'm looking at the quality of their skin and their coat. What kind of dog food they've been being fed, and that's why I've been feeding Extreme. A lot of y'all know that. I share it on Facebook. They don't sponsor the podcast, but I do share it on Facebook, and I have some people around me that feed it, and it's good dog feed. But when I picked those puppies up, I was impressed by just how they felt when you picked them up. I mean, just soft. Their skin felt healthy. They looked healthy. I mean, they just really, really looked good. And I'm just telling y'all, just for what Pride stepped up and done for coon hunting. Hey, I'm checking in to. I'm not saying I'm going to swap over and feed it, but I'm checking in to see if I can get it in my area. There is no dealer local. And there's a lot of their ingredients that I read on their ingredients list that I like. So, if they're in your area, I'm just telling you, you should give them a try. If you can get that dog feed, you should you should really give it a try. I mean, they've stepped up, and I know they've donated some monetary prizes and some dog food prizes for some of these hunts. So that's a big deal, for somebody to do that. Hey guys, this is Jason over at the Coonhound Collective podcast. Is your dog box starting to get wore? Maybe it's starting to get a little cracked like mine is. Maybe you've just been thinking about it's time to upgrade to a new box, but you've asked your buddies and you're just not real sure what direction to go in. Well, let me help you out here. Go check my friends out at CZ Welding and Fabrication, custom dog boxes and aluminum products on Facebook. You can check out all their custom work they do there and their designs that they do. If you don't see something that you don't exactly like there, reach out to Nathan at 540-810-5439, 540-810-5439, or send him a message through the Facebook page. I bet he can fix you up. Don't wait till fall to get that new dog box. Go ahead, get that dog box now. Get you something looking good in the back of your truck that you can be proud of and that you can haul your dog around in comfort. Check my friends out at CZ Welding and Fabrication. You won't go wrong. Dog boxes built by hunters for hunters. Get yours today. CZ Welding and Fabrication.
Yes, sir. And I want to go ahead and touch on a lot of folks. I see them, they'll send a request in and they'll answer the question. There's a list of questions you got to answer. And sometimes they'll say, I hadn't paid yet because I don't know anything about it. We have a public page. It's SKC-Superior Kennel Club. Anybody's welcome on that page. You can ask questions. You can ask, hey, who's a member of my state? You can contact them privately, ask how the club is, get any information you want, or you can reach out to me, Jason, Zach, Steve, Doug, any of these guys that you see a lot of us sharing, and get any information you want. It's $20 per year. That gets you in. You can hunt against any other member, or you can find somebody in your area and get them to become a member, and y'all go hunt. You do it live. If you don't have service, you got to record the scoring of the tree and send it in. We can post the clips later. You get to watch live hunts. You get to see dogs all over the country hunt, and it's one-on-one format. Simple rules. You can't win it for your dog. You can't help a dog out. You can't hurt somebody else's dog. It's all on the dog's shoulders to perform and tree coons. If he does that, he's got a good shot to win.
Yeah, and let me say this, guys. It's $20 for the year. There's no entry fee after the $20. That's me and Brandon hunted. We paid our $20 for the year when we joined. We had watched some hunts. Brandon said, hey, does anybody want to hunt? And I stuck my foot in my mouth and said, sure. But, and there's no entry fee. We just went and hunted, had a great time. It was great. Yesterday, I took my son, myself, and my granddaughter to the gas station, and we bought 3 drinks and some snacks, and it was $23. You can afford to spend $20 to put in here to support things like what they're doing with the youth and things that they're trying to do even for next year, for 2023. You're only helping to grow this pot that's going to pay back to you if you get out there and get involved.
Yes, and that's the kicker. No, and speaking of the difference, no kennel club offers free for the youth, everything free. Nobody does that. And that's just because they're the future of our sport. That's to get them involved, and you don't have a big burden. They're going to love it. It's easy. It's one-on-one. It's good competition. It's just like I've always said, you put 2 boxers in the ring, you're going to find out who the best is by the end of the night. Guaranteed, no questions asked. So it's not like it's easy. I've watched a ton of these bigger hunts, and any of them guys will tell you the hardest part of those big hunts is if you have to go out in the one heads-up matchup, because there's nobody to cover your strikes. There's nobody to cut. You don't have any cushion whatsoever when it's one-on-one. Those are the toughest rounds to get by. And I agree, they are. So it's something to get the youth, keep them involved without being a huge burden of cost, and they develop. They want to join the sport. Then they'll get involved in all the other kennel clubs as well. I know some of the state hunts in these other kennel clubs, they're hurting bad. I know one in Illinois, they had to go drive and find another youth, pick him up, get him to hunt so they could even have a youth hunt, the state youth hunt. There was only one kid there. And that's just hurting coon hunting in the general.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We want to support everything that's out there. I want to support everything that I can that's out there that has to do with coon hunting. I've not never won a whole lot, but I've had a whole lot of fun, and met a lot of good people, made a lot of good friends from coon hunting, and that's what I want to still be available for my kids and my grandkids. Later on down the road, if they so choose to follow this, I want them to have that opportunity to be able to follow this if that's what they choose. And like I said, it's $20 a year to do this. And if you join, your kids are free. And if you pay your $20 now and you pay your $20 again in January and you get your dog ready and go hunt for the world hunt next year, you could be hunting for $7, $8, $9, $10,000. Who knows what the pot will be next year? And you only pay $20. I just don't think you can go wrong there.
Exactly. The odds, you don't get odds like that very often. And the cool thing about the odds on this is your dog gets the wins. You as a person don't get the wins. I mean, your name will go up there along with the dog's name. It's in the featured thing. It keeps up with every dog win in what state. So you can look on there and see who's got how many wins in what state. That's why we didn't do a world hunt this year. Give it more time to grow and more time to get your dog qualified for next year's world hunt, because you got to have 5+ point wins to be eligible. Then you're in the state race. You want to keep going, get as many wins, and you want to be the top 4 winning dogs in your state. Say if we get down to the end, there's 3 dogs with top wins, and there's number 4 and 5th dog are tied with the same amount. Them 2 are going to have a hunt off to see who's going to be 4th place. The top 4 dogs will then hunt neutral location. They'll draw out, go heads up until we have a state champion. That state champion will go to the world hunt. So right now we got 19 states. You're going to have 19 dogs at the world hunt representing a certain state. You'll have that in the youth division. You'll have that in the adult division. And it's a heads-up format. So at the world hunt, say you got 19, you're only going to have to beat 8 dogs in a heads-up match. Not like at a world hunt, there's thousands of dogs there. Nope, there's going to be 8 dogs you got to beat heads up. So the odds of you winning is very huge if you're packing a good dog.
Yeah, and again, I agree. I think it's a great thing, and hopefully grow it even further past what even me and you are talking now for next year. And again, you be put in $20 to take a chance at getting there. And of course, I'm gonna have to play catch up. I know Brandon's in Oklahoma, but I'm gonna have to find me some guys around here to get hunting with. But I know me and Daniel Schilling and them boys, we're going to get together when it cools off a little more and get out there and start doing some more of these. And I know them boys don't even competition hunt. They've never been to a competition hunt in their life except for one RQE with me and then with me and Brandon. And they absolutely loved it. They was like, oh yeah, we'll do this. I don't know if the other formats are for us. And hey, that's fine. It's to each their own. But we would do this. We really enjoyed it. And these guys, I mean, they just pleasure hunt. They've never had any interest in comp hunting. So I think this is just a great thing. It just gives another avenue for a different style and different people to get out there and hunt.
I agree, and that's what I like about it. It taps into everybody that can hunt. The guys that don't that competition format, 4-dog format ain't for them. All learning the 100 rules you gotta learn it. That ain't for them. It just intrigues them. They'll step out there, they'll hunt it, and they like it. And it's all about the dog. At the end of the night, it's all about the dog in this club. And I mean, yeah, the owner gets credit because he's got a good dog, but you get to showcase your dog, and there's just nothing out there like what we're doing right now. And there's no 100% payback. There's no way you're going to pay $20 only and have a shot at winning something like you said, $8, $10, $12,000, and that's anybody will be happy with that. I know I would.
Yeah, and honestly, that could be on the low end, depending on what other sponsors step in or what these other sponsors decide to kick in next year. And I think there was some club hunts or something you wanted to talk about. Maybe that could even grow some money for the pot.
Are you looking for a hound that is producing winning puppies? One that is throwing proven winners? Then look no further than Grand Night Champion. Silver Champion Stylish Bushwhacker. His pups have earned $450,000 in PKC and $80,000 in Pro Sport. He is a PKC Super Stake and UKC Performance Sire and number 3 on UKC Current Reproducer List. He is throwing hard going, hard treeing, get in there, get it done tree dogs. If interested in breeding to Bushwhacker, contact Justin Davenport on Facebook or at 954-614-8138. Bushwhacker is located in Fredericksburg in chilled or live breeding.
Yes, we develop club hunts. They're fundraiser hunts. If anybody in the 19 states or somebody else wants to join, and you got a club, you run a club, and you got guys that like to hunt for money, we got formats for them. There's different level entry fees, 100 all the way up. You want to do 6,500, that's fine. The format is an 8-dog hunt. Everything heads up with our rules. The payout is really good. 5%, only 5% of whatever the entry is that y'all pick comes back and goes into SKC World Pot. And then y'all guys hunt it off however you want to. Like I said, there's $100, $200, $300, all the way up to $6,500 if you want to do that. The club runs it, the club holds it, you go live, you do the whole hunt live. You don't get any credit for the state race on those because not everybody can participate. But you do get a win towards the title on your dog if it's plus points. At those hunts, you can win with minus or circle because there's got to be a winner because there's something on the line. Those guys put something on the line. Somebody's got to win. But the only way you get credit in SKC is with plus points. But that's just another way for folks who like to hunt for the money. They got a chance to hunt for money. You get to involve clubs, get guys together, have a good time. It builds the pot for everybody else, including them because they're members too. It's just another aspect and another way of tapping into a different type of competition hunter and growing the pot for everyone at the same time.
Okay, and so if there's a club out there that's interested in holding one of these hunts, is it best for them just to get a hold of you and y'all can kind of get it all set up that way, or how do you want them to handle that?
Yes, they can contact me. I got the format made out. Me and Zach did it, and I can send them the format of how to do it, and I will walk them through it and go live. You can showcase the dogs. everything, and you don't send us nothing. Everything's done at that club, and then you just make a donation of the 5% to the SKC club the same way you'd pay a $20 membership, so it goes straight into the pot.
Okay. Yeah, that's another way that, you can get in there and get involved and help grow that pot to make it even bigger, so if maybe you run a club out there or maybe you're part of a club and you're interested, reach out to Todd and get with him. He can get you all the details of how that needs to be run and, all the payouts and logistics and all that stuff. And then y'all can run with it from there. So I think that's just another good way to raise money for the club, and it's just a different format that other people that can get involved that want to get involved in a different way.
Yes, I think it's gonna. I think this winter it's gonna be busy. When the time changes and it starts to get dark at 6, and it gets nice and cool, there's gonna be hunts, weekdays, weekends that you can watch live from dogs all over the country. Because that's me. I ain't going out there right now. It's just too plumb hot, too many snakes, too many gators. It's just I don't care to do it. But come winter, I love hunting. I'll get out there and I'll hunt in it then. But I'm letting everybody else have fun until it cools off. But I think we're going to see a big bump up come winter time.
Yeah, oh yeah, I agree, and that's my buddy Daniel and Patrick. That's one thing they said. They said, hey, when it cools off, let's get together. Let's do one of these. I had a ball, and all they did was judge and spectate. So they run the camera, but they still enjoyed it. So yeah, I agree with you. I think once you get kind of a downtick in this heat that we've been having and get some cooler weather on there and getting dark a little earlier, you'll start to see a lot more activity during the week and for sure on the weekends.
Yes, and anybody that listens to the podcast and does not know how to join or has questions, just contact me. Send me your phone number. I'll be glad to call and talk to you. Anybody that I've sat down and talked to joined right after we got off the phone. And they have enjoyed what we've done. They like what we've done. I had a guy in Tennessee call me the other day. He said, I listen to the podcast. I love it. I've talked to a few people. I'm going to join, and I got a bunch of other buddies going to join. And that's what I'm talking about. Once you realize how it works, and the domino effect, and it's all for the hunters. The hunters have 100% voice in this, just like the polls we put up. Put them up right there on the page. If you remember, you get to vote. You get to say so. And the majority is going to rule. It's not going to be a few little guys in each state just making a crazy decision for everybody. It's ran by hunters and for the hunters.
Yeah, and again, pay your $20. You can get on there and you can vote. We all know voting's important, so we need to we need to be a part of there. And when they put those polls up, get involved. Voice your opinion. That's your opportunity to put your 2 cents in and get it out there. Make the changes that need to be made, or leave the ones alone that don't need to be made. So that's one thing I like about it. It's one thing I enjoyed. And after talking to Todd before we done the first podcast, I joined just on what they're doing for the youth. I mean, if you don't care about nothing else, I mean, the youth is the next generation that's going to come up coon hunting. And I know a lot of people, they seem like they beat a dead horse when it comes to the youth, but they are the next generation of coon hunters, and they are going to do something for the adults, next year after they have a full year in, and it's $20. Like I said, I spent that at a gas station yesterday buying junk. So get that $20 out, get that card out, get a hold of Todd, get joined up. You can go over to the public page, like you said. You can ask questions there if you have questions. But once you get joined up, then you can get in on the private page. You can watch all the hunts live, be able to see dogs like Rowdy go. I mean, how many opportunities are you going to get if you live in Virginia or South Carolina or, Eastern Georgia or something over there to see a dog like Rowdy go that's on the reproducers list? I mean, other than being live on Facebook, I don't know that you will.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, it can really help the breeds out because you'll see the style of a dog. You get to watch it right there at the house, and you get to hear his mouth. There's so many things that can help us by doing this if we come together and do it right. And also, I want to mention Sandra and Michael Sweet. They are making T-shirts. They've made some really, really cool coffee mug tumblers that glow in the dark, and they look awesome with the SKC logo on it. They do it $25. That covers shipping and everything, and $10 comes back to SKC Pot. So they're donating too. They're really good folks. I just got 2 tumblers headed this way now to my house. I mean, really good folks.
Yeah, and if you're here in Missouri, Michael's here in Missouri, so you can find them on Facebook as well. And if you can't find them, you want a tumbler or whatever, reach out to me or Todd. We can get you in contact with them. I'm glad you brought them up because I had forgot about the tumblers.
Yes, and I know we sent the guy who bought the pheasant hunt out. We paid for and sent him a shirt and a hat.
Okay. Well, I don't want to go into big detail like we did. If we had a podcast here, a couple months ago with me and Todd, and we went into detail about SKC and stuff like that. That's not what this was about. This was to get information out about the youth, to give the sponsors some airtime, so you all know who are sponsoring this, and so you can go show them some love with your green dollar bills and help support those guys that are supporting this. Was there anything that we missed that we wanted to talk about, Todd? I think we got it all, but I just want to make sure.
I think we got everything covered. I think we got it.
Okay, and this is probably not the last time you're going to hear me and Todd on here. We're gonna stay in contact. We're gonna be maybe doing some more updates here, especially when the wintertime comes. I'm really thinking like Todd that you're going to see an uptick in hunts when the time changes and it gets cooler, and probably an uptick in membership because that's when people like my buddies Daniel and Patrick and Steve and them, they're out pleasure hunting, and they want to be involved in something like this. They can pitch their $20 in, which they're all members already, and if you're a pleasure hunter, you can pitch your $20 in, and you and your buddy down the road, y'all can hunt. And then if you decide you want to go after that state race, you have the opportunity to. And if you don't, then hey, it's $20. Like I said, I spent that at a gas station yesterday. So don't be stingy with your $20.
Another thing I was going to touch on the youth hunt that me and you've had a conversation about, and we're still working on it, see, knocking out the details if we can. But me and Jason are going to try to maybe have like a live feed at that youth hunt, interview the youth, their dog, and kind of do a play-by-play live for everybody on one of our regular Facebook pages maybe. So everybody can get a play-by-play of what's going on at the youth hunt. Kind of try to give them a big experience, and also they'll be going live on their hunt on the SKC page for all the members to watch. But we can do a live play-by-play interview kind of deal with the youth, get them really involved and have something big for them.
Yeah, and I agree. We can make a big deal of them, and it's going to be a big deal for them. So, y'all just be on the lookout for that, and there'll be more details to come on that, I'm sure, as we get closer to time. But Todd, you got anything else? You think we got it all?
I think we got it all, man.
Okay, well, if you think of something else, we'll get back together and do this again. And if not, I think we've pretty much covered what we wanted to cover. We can bring her to a close here. And I appreciate you taking the time to get on here and kind of go over those things and explain them. And I'm sure we'll get together again here before too long.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys, for listening to the Coonhound Collective podcast today. We really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to listen to the podcast. If you don't mind, head over to Facebook and give us a like, and head over to Instagram and give us a follow. It's both at the Coonhound Collective. Also, if you would like to reach us here at the Coonhound Collective, you can reach us at thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. If there's someone that you would like to hear on the podcast or a product that you would like to hear talked about, please send it to thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. Thanks again. Have a great day.